Her adversaries are the chief. Her enemies prosper. For Yahuwah hath afflicted her for the multitude of her transgressions. Her children are gone into captivity before the enemy.
And that is why the United States became so powerful. This is why England became so powerful before that. All right? These are the people. The English were the people who initially brought us into captivity, and that is why they went on to control the whole world, in essence, because our enemies have to be the chief. Whosoever has us in captivity at the time we're in captivity, that nation is going to prosper.
Yeah.
That's just it.
Yeah.
So it's not because these people in America are great and smart and this and that. That's not because of that. It's because they have the blessings of the Most High. Just for our sakes, to make sure that we get this right punishment. Yeah.
Yeah.
Read verse 6, please. And from the daughter.
And from the daughter of Zion, all her beauty is departed. Her princes are become like harts that find no pasture, and they are gone without strength before the pursuer.
All right, we are weak. We cannot retaliate. Look at even our time. We are just here people like that's powerless. Each 4 years in the United States, our people go and vote, and they try to worse. And our people go and vote on hopes, false hopes. Things are going to be better. When Obama came in, the African-American, so-called African-Americans, they voted overwhelmingly. Yes, no, we have a black man, we have a savior now. Somebody's going to save us. Save what?
Save who?
Save who? False hopes. When you get to understand the word, you know the man could be black like tar.
Yeah.
He could be the chief Israelite. As long as he's in and Moses is not ready to bring us out, no man can redeem you. All right? So our adversaries are the chief nations, for one. And the second one is our enemies never, ever change. Our enemies have been from ancient times to now. I know many people are going to know this by heart when we're finished with it, but it is such a critical part of most of what we do. My apologies for doing it over and over again, but that's just how it is. It's necessary each time it fits in. Psalm 83, our enemies, right?
A song or psalm of Asaph. Keep not thy silence, O Alua. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O Alua. Verse 2. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head.
Oh, his enemies and those that hate him. Let's see, continue.
They have okay, for lo, thy enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones.
All right. So they come together and consult against the Most High and against his people. And this is where they come together. You see this place here, United Nations?
Yep.
This is the organization through which they consult and conspire against us.
And
this is under the guise that it is for all nations and it looks after the affairs of all nations. This is to ensure that the Edomites and the powers that be consolidate their power upon this earth. This is to ensure that the true Israelites are kept down. And if the true Israelites are kept down, then they will continue in their power. This is to ensure that the Israelites never wake up and to ensure that they continue to destroy the Israelites from off the face of the earth. This place here, this place, let's continue.
They have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come, let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance.
All right, they have consulted against our hidden ones. The hidden ones are those that most people don't know, and they don't even know themselves who they are. Consult to make sure that they remain hidden. What have they said? Let us cut them off from being a nation. Let us make sure they don't wake up. Let us kill them off. Let us give them this vax so they will get the mark of the beast and we'll be able to control them. And let us give them a religion that says Israel is no more. And that it's now all about this religion, all about Christians. There are no spiritual Israelites. Israel is no more. This is the wickedness that these people do. They have hidden us and they have lied to us about who we are. Verse 5.
For they have consulted together with one consent. They are a confederate against thee.
One consent in that United Nation. Confederacy, a confederacy in the United Nation. And who loves confederation? Edom. Verse 6 says,
the tabernacles of Edom and the Ishmaelite.
Edom. These are those who brought us into captivity. So, how can you be cheering for Joe Biden? How can you be cheering for Trump? And it tells you that they are conspiring to cut you off from being a nation. That's why it's important to know who you are, then you will know your enemy. How can you want to take a vax from these people? And they say they want to cut you off from being a nation. Or do you want to take a vax from these people? And their chief was on video saying that if they do a good job with vaccines, they will cut the world population by X amount. How can you? How can you? You have to know who you are. If you know that you are an Israelite, you know that you're an endangered species. Meaning the whole world is there, willing and ready to destroy you. Why? Because if you rise up, they lose their power. They know how the Most High works. If Israel turns back to the Most High exalts Israel and they will become your slaves. That's what the word says. So who would not? In all fairness to them, most people who are in their shoe would do the same thing. If you know that you are threatened to become a slave to these people, and all you have to do is to hold down these people, and you remain on top and not a slave, you would try to hold on these people, and that's what they're doing. So how can you trust them? You have to know your enemy or you will be deceived. The tabernacles of Edom and the Ishmaelites are the Arabs. The Moabites are, what do you call it now? Debate. You can debate it, and the Hagarenes are some Arabs, Arab type of people, I think. If I can remember from my research. But the whole idea is it gives you Gabal and Ammon and Amalek and the Philistines and Tyre. It tells you that most of the world are going to want to see us wiped off the face of the earth. Don't get it twisted. All right? So we're going to narrow down now on who our true enemy is. We're going to zero down now on who our true enemy is. And get ready for this. And get your heads and your eyes opened. All right? The true enemies of the entire earth. These are our enemies. Enemies of Israel. But these people have become enemies to their own people, to the entire earth. Revelation 13:1. Read, please.
Revelations chapter 13, verse 1. And I stood upon the sand of the sea and saw a beast out of the sea, rise out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and upon his horns 10 crowns, and upon his heads the name of blasphemy.
All right, you want to see the beast?
Yay!
You want to see the beast? All right, we're going to continue and show you. What what you see in this picture? What stands out in this picture?
A confederacy, an
Yeah, but what,
alliance.
look at the picture carefully.
Edom.
Ah, the tabernacles of Edom.
Mm.
All of these are Romans, Edomites, Hittim.
And Broby, not to cut you, it's the exact same theory they are applying here. The idea that the devil always gives multiple options and makes it look like it's not the same enemy.
Yes.
Like, so he gives you variety, just as Christianity. He gives you all the denominations so that you think there is no association to the mother harlot.
Yes, this group controls the world. The richest countries in the world. The only one there is Japan. And I'd like to know which nation the Japanese are. Some people say they are Moabites, but nothing concrete about it. But all of them are Edom. What about the flags? What about the flags, Shamuel?
The flags they're all of red in it.
Oh. And I saw a woman sit up on a scarlet-colored beast.
Yeah.
Scarlet.
Yeah.
G7. And we know, most people might not know, but we know how the Most High works by confirming his thing. Let's get some confirmation here. The letter A is equal to 1 and the letter Z or Z is equal to 26. What is the letter G?
7.
7, 7, confirmation.
Yeah.
This is a beast. These are the people who are pushing this vax. You have Canada, and we know how Trudeau is pushing this thing.
Yeah.
Germany, same thing. Home of Pfizer, I think. United States, pushing. Italia. This is Emmanuel Macron. France, pushing. I don't know about this. I don't know much about Japan in that regards. England, the headquarters of it. All of these people are the people pushing the vax.
Yeah.
Isn't
Italy Moderna?
Oh yes, Italy's Moderna, and here is AstraZeneca.
Yeah.
Wow, and here is Johnson and Johnson.
Johnson, exactly. Yeah.
Oh, whoa. Hey.
They have shared the pie amongst themselves.
Yes. This is a beast that is causing all to take the mark. You know, I was talking about fasting because there's more to be revealed coming up. I was talking about fasting. Yeah. And wow, I didn't record this on this. Oh boy. I was talking about fasting. And this week I did a 3-day fast. And I asked the Most High for among other things for revelation of his word. And this is what he gave me. Because he has given me more insight. He's given us more insight into what Revelation is actually saying. And that's why I'm saying it's good to fast. And it's also good to respond to the word, because the reason I did this, I was doing a radio program on Just a Word Radio. And Baruch came to me. Every time Baruch was to be shown another revelation, Baruch was told to fast 7 days. And then the Most High would do it. So I said, you know what? I'm going to try it for 3 days and see what I get. And I believe he has given me something here. And we're going to see. All right?
Yeah.
So let's go with the 7 heads. These 7 heads now. 7 heads. Revelation 17:9. We're going to see what the 7 heads mean. Read, please.
And here is the mind which hath wisdom. The 7 heads are 7 mountains on which the woman sitteth.
All right, so we in the natural realm, when we look at the 7 mountains, we are saying, okay, 7 mountains is Rome. Rome sits on 7 mountains. All right? But there's a spiritual understanding of this, because mountains also refers to people, exalted people. Mountain is from the Greek oros, probably and from an obsolete word, to rise or rear, perhaps akin to G142 compared G3732. A mountain as lifting above the plain. What this means is exalted above the others. Mountain, all right? It means exalted above the others. So,
I
these
shall
people,
ascend.
pardon?
I'm saying I shall ascend above the heights of the congregation.
Yes. These people, these nations are in this G7 because they are the richest nations in the world. They are exalted above the rest. 7 heads, 7 mountains. The G7 mountains. Let's look. What is the G7? 7 mountains. Read, please.
The G7, or Group of 7, is an organization made up of the world's 7 largest so-called advanced economies: Canada, France, Germany, Italy, Japan, and the United Kingdom and the United States.
You see that? The 7 largest so-called advanced economies. That means they are lifted up above the other economies. But we're going to see something very important. They have attendees, and there's one attendee that's very important. Attendees include, read please.
Attendees include the G7 nations, head of government, plus the president of the European Commission and the president of the European Council.
Oh, this is very important. The European Commission and the European Council. Don't forget that. Keep that in the back of your head. All right? So to make the point that these people, these nations are exalted, lifted up above the rest, let's see why China is not in it. Read please. Despite
having the world's biggest population and its 2nd biggest economy, China's relatively low level of wealth per head of population means that it is not deemed to be an advanced economy in the way the G7 members are, though it is part of the wider G20 group of nations.
So China is not exalted enough in terms of wealth to qualify. You see that?
Yeah.
Okay. So.
And
yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say, and earlier on in the pictures, I was going to ask, but where's China? I can't see China.
China is not lifted up enough. It's not exalted enough.
Yeah.
7 mountains, man. Revelation 7:3. Read, please.
Revelation chapter 17, verse 3. So he carried me away in the spirit into the wilderness, and I saw a woman sit upon a scarlet-colored beast, full of names of blasphemy, having 7 heads and 10 horns.
We just look at the 7 heads. We're going to look at the 10 horns as well. All right? Yeah. A woman sit upon a scarlet-colored beast. There's the scarlet in the flags.
Yep. And the woman is sitting on them. So there's a boss.
And here's the boss over there. See him addressing the United Nations here. This is the boss. the Pope,
Wow.
who sits on top of the scarlet. All of these are Romans. All of these are Edomites of Roman descent. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. These are they whose hands it is in. All right?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So we said they have an observer, European Union, right?
Yeah.
Read about European Union up there, please.
The European Union, EU, is a member of the G7, formerly the G8. It has been dubbed its 9th or 8th member, holding all the privileges and obligations of membership, but without the right to host or chair a summit.
All right. So what did he say? I had 7 heads on what?
10
10
horns.
horns.
Oh, 7 heads and 10 horns. Where did these 10 horns come from? Where did these 10 horns come from? European Union is made up of 28 countries, and we know who are in the numbers, who understand biblical numbers, know that this 28 is the number 10, right? But that is the least, that is also a confirmation. We're gonna show you where the 10 comes from. All right? This is a G7 nations in their scarlet, and this is European Union. European Union, why does European Union have to have 2 people? 2. What is it doing with 2? If you are observing something, you just need 1 person to observe, don't you? They need 2. You should start, open up your eyes and say, why? But where does the 10 come from? 7 head and 10 horns. Where does it come from? The Bible tells you of a future time when the 10 horns will have their own power base. Where is it? Let me get it. Let me see if I can get it. It's Revelation. Revelation. Where is it again? Let me see if I can remember it. Revelation 17:12. And the 10 horns, read it, please.
And the 10 horns which thou sawest are 10 kings, which have received no kingdoms as yet, but receive power as kings 1 hour with the beast.
In a future time, you see, with this beast kingdom that is being set up, they are going to be able to set up their kingdom. We're going to show the kingdom that they want to set up. They are going to be able to set up their kingdom for a short period, 1 hour with the beast. So it's like as soon as they set up their kingdom, little after, the wrath of Yahuwah is going to pour out. Right? The 10 horns which you see are 10 kings. We're going to see who the 10 kings are. Know your enemy, people. Know your enemy. All of these people are your enemy. Know your enemy. All right. So let's move from here and go back to where we were. These are your 10 kings. This is what they want to set up. This is where the 7 heads and 10 horns come from. These are your enemies. See that? United States of Europe. 10 countries for a United States of Europe. Can you read it? Can you see it to read?
Yeah. 10 EU foreign ministers participating in a study group for the future of Europe aim to exert pressure to transform the EU into a federation along the lines of the US. Together, they have prepared what the front page headline in Die Press described as a plan for transformation into a European state. On 19 June, the 10 ministers presented an initial report to the EU officials who will likely benefit the most from the initiative. Commission President Jose Manuel Barroso European Council President Herman Van Rompuy, European Central Bank President Mario Draghi, and Eurogroup President Jean-Claude Juncker. The study group for the future initiated by Germany's Guido Westerwelle, which does not currently include an official French representative, proposes to put an end to the dominance of national government leaders and give greater authority to the European Commission. In particular, the European Commission President, who will be elected by universal suffrage and granted the right to form a governmental team, making him or her the most powerful politician in Europe. The group also recommends replacing European councils of ministers and heads of states with a chamber of states in the European Parliament. National competencies, most notably the management of borders, defense, public spending, will be transferred to the Federation, making membership of the Euro irreversible.
Oh, hold on, just like the United States. All right. Read here, a clearly defined
democratic system resembling a state would probably not be in accord with the mood of several sections of the population. But everyone who wants to safeguard the euro, the single market, and political stability, while preventing a widening wealth gap between the North and the South and a reinforcement of nationalist trends, will ultimately accept that it is the best way forward.
You see that? The best way forward. Yeah. It says it would probably not be in accord with the mood of several sections of the population. So this is why with this New World Order, when they have resolved their control over the world, they will be able to enforce it and nobody will be able to say anything. Where they have the world now, they are able to enforce anything that they want and everybody will have to accept it. That's where they are.
Yeah.
So that's what they want to do with this mark of the beast and everything that is happening. But we want to look more carefully now at the 10 countries. Foreign ministers from, read this.
Foreign ministers from Germany, Austria, Belgium, Denmark, Italy, Luxembourg, the Netherlands, Poland, Portugal, and Spain.
Ah, these are the 10 horns, the 10 powers, the 10 countries. Let's look at the flags of these 10 countries. All right, scarlet colored beast. Let's see if it's in keeping with, can you remember the names of the countries? What we do have?
Belgium.
All right, we see Belgium have the red.
Austria
with red. Continue.
Portugal
with red. Continue.
Was it the Netherlands?
Netherlands with red. Spain with red. Who else?
Germany.
Alemania. Germany with red.
Yeah.
Who else? Let me get back and see who we missed.
That Italy?
Italy, yeah.
Italy? Yeah, Italy. Let me go there. Where am I? Italy. We did Luxembourg. Italy.
Yeah.
Red. We did Luxembourg.
Yeah.
Next, Luxembourg with red.
Yeah.
Yes, we missed. Everybody read up because the beast is scarlet colored people.
Yeah.
We could search and search. We're not gonna find one of them without red. And see, we have nations here without red. But that beast has to be red. So Let's see which one. We never miss anyone. Portugal, Denmark. We didn't look at Denmark, did we?
Yeah, we didn't.
Oh, let's go to Dinamarca. Dinamarca is red. All of them have to be red.
More red than the rest.
All right. Let me see which 10 countries. All of those red countries. But the question is, what do these 10 countries have in common?
Color.
Shamal, what do these 10 countries have in common?
King color.
Huh?
King color. Edom.
Oh. How am I gonna say that they are not joke Edomites, they are real Edomites? And how do we know that they are Edomites? We're gonna show you. One word in the King James Version that tells us who the Edomites are. No other people are referred to in the scriptures as dukes.
Oh, yes.
Read, please.
These were dukes of the sons of Esau, the sons of Eliphaz, the firstborn son of Esau, Duke Teman, Duke Omar, Duke Zepho, Duke Kenaz. Verse 16, Duke Korah, Duke Gatam, and Duke Amalek. These are the dukes that came to Eliphaz in the land of Edom, and these were the sons of Ada.
Right throughout the scripture, let me go to another book. Even in 1 Chronicles 1:51. Read, please.
First Chronicles chapter 1, verse 51. Hadad died also, and the dukes of Edom were Duke Timnah, Duke Aliah, Duke Jephthah.
Ah, the dukes. Everywhere you want to see. 1 Chronicles 1:54. Read, please.
Duke Magdiel, Duke Iram. These are the dukes of Edom.
So this is how you know the Edomites today. Guess what? These people have not left their architecture, and they have not left their duchies. Or duchies, they call it?
Yeah, duchess.
Yeah, they have not left their dukedoms at all, because all 10 are dukedoms. All 10 of them.
In the 19th century.
No, you're not going to read that. I'm just going to look for a particular part because it's extensive.
All right, cool.
Royal Dukes. All right, did we have United Kingdom? Oh, they were separate.
Yep.
Yeah, they have dukes, right?
No.
These are all those countries. Let me see. Duke. These are all the countries that have dukedoms or duchies, whatever they call it.
Yeah.
So we're gonna look for all of them.
They still kept their kingdoms intact.
Yep. United Kingdom. We said Belgium, right?
Yeah.
We said Denmark, right?
Yep.
We said Portugal, right?
Yeah.
We said Spain, right?
All right.
All right, which one we didn't say? France is there. Italy, Germany, Austria. We said Austria, right?
Yeah.
And we said even Poland.
Yeah.
We said the Netherlands, right?
Netherlands, yeah.
Which one are they missing? What about
Italy?
Italy?
Yeah.
Italy, Germany, and Austria.
Yes. Austria, yeah.
One I didn't see.
Is it Luxembourg?
Luxembourg, but look at this. Read this that I have here, please. During the 19th century, read it, please.
During the 19th century, many of, they are so tiny.
All right, let me read it. During the
All
19th
right.
century, many of the smaller German and Italian states were ruled by dukes or grand dukes. But at present, with the exception of the Grand Duchy of Luxembourg, there are no dukes ruling as monarchs. So we see Luxembourg has its duchy as well, right?
Yeah.
So every single one on the map, every single one on the map have dukes. These are Edomites coming together to rule, wanting to take over the world. That's it. I mean, they have the world already, but they want to own the world and make everyone their slaves. You see that, Samuel?
Yep. And they have positioned themselves. I just the whole deception, right? How clever these people are, that they think things through. Nothing they do is a coincidence. The way they've created themselves as alternative nations that have nothing in common. But meanwhile, they are all from the same very source. They are the
Yes.
Romanos people.
Yes. All of them. When the Roman kingdom broke up, these were the different kingdoms. They are Romans. Yeah. Yep. Even the country called Romania. Look at the name. Romania.
At least they are honest.
Yeah. And if you notice, if you look at them, you know, they look exactly like the Romans.
Yeah.
They look like Italians.
Yeah.
I used to, when I used to watch Olympics, I used to marvel out. I was like, oh, Romanians look like Italians. So much like Italians. They're the same people.
Yeah. Albanians, Romanians, all those, they all look the exact same, like the Italians.
Yep. So we have to know our enemies. These people are enemies, people. These people are our enemies. Esau is our enemies. Esau has a perpetual hatred for Jacob. So we are talking about Edom now. Malachi 1:4. Read, please.
Malachi chapter 1, verse 4. Whereas Edom says, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places, that saith Yahuwah Tabaoth. They shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom Yahuwah hath indignation forever.
So Edom is the border of wickedness. Know your enemy, people. How can you be there rooting? They have some people every day they get up and talk politics. Republican this, Democrats did. How can you be rooting for these people? And they are the border of wickedness. You have to know who you are and know who your enemy is. And why people do this, they don't know that they are the enemy. That is the problem with our people. They don't know that they are our enemy. They won't listen to us to tell them who their enemy is.
But to summarize it, you already mentioned it previously when you highlighted that to be part of the G7, you need to be what? Strong in the pockets. Well,
Yeah.
All right. And that's why you have America there, whom on their currency is written, we trust in who? God.
Yeah.
On their currency. Yes.
The
So
God
they
of
represent
fortune.
Yeah.
All right, where were we? Oh, yes, and Yahuwah is angry with them forever. This is why these people are going down like this. All right? They're going to go out in a blaze of the opposite of glory, of shame. All right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And if Edom is the border of wickedness, if Edom defines wickedness, what we're doing, we're looking at the enemy from different angles. We looked at it from the border, from the angle of them being our slave masters, our oppressors. We looked at it from the 7 heads and 10 horns. Now we're going to look at it from the angle of wickedness. Edom is the border of wickedness. And guess what? Read, please. The earth is given.
The earth is given. Yeah. Job chapter 9, verse 24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he?
All right. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked, and Edom is the border of wickedness. Therefore, as we saw with the 7 heads and 10 horns, the earth is in the hand of Edom.
Yeah.
Yes, he covered the faces of the judges. He perverts justice wherever he goes to make sure that he gets what he wants. Esau is our real enemy. Don't get it twisted. And Esau is also the real enemy of Esau. They are now the enemy of their own people because they are going to destroy their own people. So if you're an Edomite who is watching this, this is also for you. Don't think that they are our own. Your own people are your own enemy because your own people are also going to destroy you. They are hell-bent on also destroying you because they say there are too many of you on this earth.
What an oxymoron.
Yeah. Yes, they say they are elite and they look down on the rest of us. And the rest of us are just humans who don't really have any purpose. So let's get rid of them.